This is Salt City Counseling. If you're new here, my name's Scott. I'm a licensed therapist. I'll adjust my mic a little bit. Here in the beautiful state of Utah, I have something important to talk to you all about. Even if this matter does not necessarily pertain directly to you, please watch anyways. This is a very important issue. This is a very important matter. It has to do with family court, and it has to do with family court reform. And I ended up going down just a little bit of a rabbit hole the other day. I would have gone much further down it had I had more time. I was working and seeing clients and all that. I didn't have time and working on other things and all that. For example, my podcast. Go check it out, Mind Over Me. But this is a very important video because it has to do with family court reform. As a lot of you know, we are in dire need of some sort of family court reform. In fact, if you ask me, the things that family court has been enabled to do in regard specifically to families and children is criminal, and it ought to be treated, as such. This should be treated with the through the lens of this is criminal. What they have done to families and made profit off of it, and taken advantage of vulnerable children, vulnerable situations for a profit is a crime. And um, before I kind of get into some of the nitty gritty, I want to be abundantly clear about this. I believe that many judges, attorneys, and commissioners, because here in Utah they use commissioners because the judges are overwhelmed with cases, so commissioners sit on the bench too. I don't know the difference. I don't, to be honest, but um, I believe that a very large portion of these people ought to be A, taken off the bench, B, disbarred, and C, indicted on felony charges of being accessories to child abuse and child kidnapping. They have really, when you think about it, absolutely zero right to take your children away from you, especially if, unless, so the only case would be in situations of abuse, where abuse has been proven and shown, and but they don't seem to particularly care about that unless it already serves their existing biases. Right, they're going to ignore allegations of abuse unless, of course, it supports their existing bias. Right, whoever it is they happen to be biased for in the court system, which is usually the mom, um, and that's just the truth. And so, all of that being said, there are some people that are organizing a little bit, and I think it is of an utmost importance for all of you who are here for any family court related issues or divorce or custody information, videos, content, anything like that needs to jump in and get involved. Now, my little trip down the rabbit hole started with Dr. Phil. Apparently, Dr. Phil has started to become quite vocal against family court and has been heavily critical of them. And I'm sitting here thinking, it's about damn time. And because it is. And while I've not had a great opinion of Dr. Phil, um, it's improved a little bit now. I'm really, really happy and grateful that some public figure, somebody in the public eye, is being vocal about this issue. And so, one of the things that I'm going to try and encourage all of you to do is to get on Dr. Phil's website. I googled it. It's not hard to find, but I'll provide a link and send a quick message on his website. Okay, and I'm actually going to do that myself. I'm just going to say, hey, I'm a therapist. I've dealt with these issues. I've worked with the families. I've worked with the parents. I've worked with the kids who have been trafficked and stripped unjustifiably from a loving parent many, many times over the years. And please, Dr. Phil, continue to give attention to this. So I'm not trying to get on this TV show. I just want to send him a message and say, please, please, please continue to pursue this. The world, at least the United States, needs to hear, Canada too, from what I've heard, needs to hear this message. They need to hear how corrupt and how destructive and just how awful, incompetent, stupid, um, and awful, just horrible the family court system is. So I'm going to put that link in the description below. Okay. That led to me finding someone who I'm not sure if she's organizing it, but she mentioned an attorney and she mentioned, I think, a psychologist They're organizing a class action lawsuit on the federal level of the U.S. government. They're going to send class action lawsuit to the Supreme Court. The more people that sign up for this, the more attention it's likely to get. So I went digging. I found the link for this person's TikTok video and her link tree. Okay. And I will also link that in the description below. And feel free to watch the video. Feel free to do, in fact, you should do your own homework. Don't just take my word for it. I'm just some guy. Like, don't be a sheep. Do your own homework. Think for yourselves. There's not enough of that going around. Anyways, if you want, by the way, if you want more topics on thinking for yourself and having a strong mind, my Mind Over Me podcast, anyways, shameless plug. But I'm going to link the TikTok video, and her link tree is in there. I'll put the links. Go do your own homework. But if this is legit, you can sign up and throw your hat in the ring to join in on a class action lawsuit that is going to be filed to the U.S. Supreme Court regarding family court. And these people, based on this video that I'm watching, if you want her handle on TikTok is God's Girl 77. Miss Renee is what it says. But according to her, they are treating this as a criminal matter. They're treating this as crimes against humanity. And so I'm like, oh, let's go. And I cannot stress the importance for those of you that have subscribed to my content and have followed me because I've been so vocal against family court and high conflict types and the abuse of children, and how family court covers up abuse, enables child abusers as a safe haven for child abusers. All those things are true. I stand by them unapologetically. Sorry. When it comes to family court, I can't help myself, man. I just it's like, people are monsters. If it was up to me, we would have those people put in jail. If it was up to me, those people would be criminally charged, especially the attorneys. They would be criminally charged with child abuse, accessory to child abuse, and child trafficking, child kidnapping. They have no right to take people's kids away from them unless there's cases of abuse. Oh, who's with me? Who is with me? Fight the power. I would outro with a Rage Against the Machine song if I was any good at video editing. But anyways, so go get involved. Please go get involved. Jump on this. This is the most I've been dealing with these issues with folks for a long time. This is the most I've seen any traction whatsoever with this issue. And y'all need to jump on it, right? We need to jump on this. This needs every single one of you to throw your name in there, to throw your hat in the ring. And for those of you that have contacted me, that have worked with me, I appreciate I just appreciate your patronage, your viewership. Family court stuff doesn't get me out of bed in the morning. In fact, it really discourages me. So, I also want to encourage people to really try and get involved locally. Start a local class action lawsuit. Don't know where that came from. And because I guarantee you that if you can organize something, people are going to jump on it. And seriously, I would love to see a scenario where every single state in the U.S., every single attorney general, every single local Supreme Court is handed a class action lawsuit from the public saying, you have got to do something about family court. Now, a couple of proposals that I would have, or the main thing that's on my mind, lawyers should never have been given access or the ability to influence the outcome of custody matters. Okay? They should never have been able to touch those things. The fact that lawyers are involved with custody matters is turned into the worst of these crimes. Okay? They should never have been allowed to get involved with this because they are a for-profit business. Okay? And they make a profit off of winning. That BMW that they drive up in, that is on the heads of children that have been ripped away from their families. Just so you know. So to me, that needs to be like probably number one on the list of family court reform. That family attorneys cannot influence matters of custody. That family attorneys can only be involved in like money and assets and stuff like that, right? Divorce settlement type stuff, but never ever custody matters ever. None whatsoever. I hope that's clear. Hope I said it enough. But in cases of abuse, right, we also need reform with Child Protective Services, and they need reform just as bad as the whole court system does, right? So those are just a couple of things on my list. I'm going to end this rant, but please comment below what you think. Again, check out the descriptions. Please email Dr. Phil. Please get on this. Please take action, okay? Let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. We'll see you next time.